liberation codes are activating on the planet. And I almost want to say, especially for the quiet ones. Now, hear me out. There's a reason why I say that. So there is a very specific frequency moving through the field right now, and it's not loud, okay? It's not screaming for attention, and it's this frequency of liberation. So a few nights ago, I had a vision. Well, it was a visitation, really, and it was crazy. Abraham Lincoln came to me just as I was falling asleep, and he was wearing military attire. Now, I know nothing about this man except that I believe he was at the forefront, or whatever. I believe he was the one that said, let's free the slaves. Okay, now I say that with so much respect. I honestly do not know anything else about this man. So what he did was he was holding like a really old style traditional telegraph message for me, and he handed it to me, and it just said 3 words. It just said, set them free. Okay, and he wasn't talking about the government, and he wasn't talking about war. He was actually talking about the humanity, okay? About you and about me and about the ones who came here to walk in freedom, but haven't yet, I say yet, haven't yet let their body become the vessel that can hold it. Now that might seem weird, okay? When you think of freedom, do you think about your body? I hadn't. And then he said something that really changed this whole game for me. And he said, the body, which I did have an understanding, a slight understanding that the body is an Ascension technology. But he said the Atlanteans had mastered this, okay? And he said, and it's time to remember this. And the first thing I said to him was, okay, why are you bringing this message to me? Of all the channelers in the world who have, huge platforms and their influences and all the things. And it was really interesting because he said, yes, but no one has the codes like you. Just like you. No one has the codes like you. And well, he said to me, I don't speak to the loud ones. I don't speak for the loud ones. He said, you speak for the ones no one else sees, okay? The empaths, the sensitives, the introverts, the quiet ones who are the key to the next world. And I just want to preface that by saying that doesn't mean other people aren't. We're talking about a specific person alive on the planet right now, okay? So if you are here and you are listening, this part is for you, all right? Now, right now, there is something waking up in your system that cannot be put back to sleep. And that might feel like your old reality, or, your reality right now, it's like it's glitching, right? Your usual coping mechanisms maybe aren't working, or your nervous system might feel more sensitive than ever. You might be labeling that as a bad thing. Your tolerance for misalignment is getting smaller by the day, okay? Now, this doesn't mean you're falling apart or anything's wrong, okay? You are coming online. That is what it feels like when this Atlantean body tech starts to remember itself within you, because it is actually within you, okay? It's coded within your DNA, and we know that there are parts of our DNA coming back online right now with all of the energies that we are receiving. And I do have a message from my Sasquatch guide, Cosmo, actually about that. So, the Atlanteans, they never separated body from spirit. That is something we've been doing for a very long time. We've seen these beautiful vessels and temples as meat sacks, okay? Something we just walk around in that has skin and bone, right? The body was the altar for them, okay? The nervous system was the light conductor. The glands were the gateways, and the fascia held memory. It does. And the organs translated emotion into power. And the womb and the sacral were the portal of timelines. And here is the wild part, okay? You're not learning this from me, okay? This isn't new information. Your body already knows. And what they're actually showing me right now is it's like the dragons on the planet that have been dormant for thousands of years and they're beginning to wake up. That's your body, okay? That's why you might shake during certain activations. That's why you might cry even when nothing seems wrong. That's why your chest or your throat tightens when you go against your truth. Because you literally can't live like that anymore, okay? Your body is trying to run a higher reality through hardware that was trained to live inside the false matrix. But you came here to change that, yes, as one beautiful little human that you are. So if you have been telling yourself either any of these, okay, I'm too quiet, or I'm too sensitive, or I'm not ready, or I need more something to be ready for something, or I should be further along in my life by now, I really want you to hear this with every cell of your body, okay? You are not behind. And you are the vault that is actually right now beginning to open. And the Atlantean codes are not ancient history. They are present tense. They are stored in your tissue, in your breath, in your pulse, literally inside your DNA, okay? And they awaken when you start speaking to your body like the temple it is. So you can try this with me now. This isn't a ritual, just as a remembering. Hey body, I remember you are Ascension technology. Body, show me what that feels like to remember the Ascension technology. And you know what else they showed me was, and I swear I've read this before, because I said, if I have an Atlantean guide, come in and show me something, because this is new information to me about, really mastering the body technology. And what they actually showed me was something I didn't expect. It actually wasn't about the body at all. They were showing me, I'm going to say it was a staff, because I don't know what this thing was that this male Atlantean was holding. And he could fly on this staff. And that was powered by a crystal. And his intention that was coded to that crystal. So that just now, me saying that out loud, reminds me of, what was that show? Avatar? Yeah. And also, what else was I going to say about that? Pull it back in. This is how, okay, after the fall of Atlantis, when certain truths were taken underground, when certain truths had to be kept a secret, where certain people were then beginning to be persecuted, which is a whole nother story. This is where the story of witches flying on broomsticks came from, because we actually fucking could. So amazing, right? I've definitely had dreams where I was flying before. Let me know if you've ever had dreams where you were flying. So this message really came through for the quiet ones and the sensitives. You don't just have to be quiet. I'm not excluding anyone here, okay? This is for the healers who hold back, and the leaders who whisper, and the humans who feel everything and say almost nothing, yet you change the room just by being in it, okay? You're not here to shout or perform or copy anyone else's blueprint. And speaking of blueprints, something else wild happened to me this week, and it was a young female Sasquatch, a girl who gave me a reading using the blueprint of the energy of my palm. Mind blown. That video is going to be uploaded shortly, so I will link that below, okay? Now, you are here to be a living frequency, okay? That if I could just show you like how they convey it to me. Sometimes I don't have the words to translate what they say or show to me, but you simply being alive, no matter what you do, no matter what you do or say, your frequency is needed at this time. Simply being alive and simply breathing on this planet is doing more than you probably give yourself credit for, okay? So, this liberation that we are speaking of today, it's not something we have to go out and find or chase, okay? It's what happens when you finally let your body remember, all right? And this is what it was always built to do. So I'm going to bring through my Sasquatch Guide Cosmos message now. Before I do that, I just want to let you know Monday is the beginning of 12 days of magic and miracles. And, you know, if this transmission really stirred something within you, I would love to invite you into this doorway, and perhaps this is the doorway that your system's been waiting to walk through. You will know if this is for you, okay? Now, this is 12 days live inside of a Telegram group. I'll be dropping the audios every day. Money spirit transmissions, deep release clearing, embodiment alchemy, and this timeline stabilization that we're being called into right now. And, you know, who knows? If you're feeling called to this, this really could be the key that unlocks that freedom you've been searching for. Okay, so if you feel that pull, I would be honored to hold you inside this field. The link is going to be below. Now I'm going to bring through Cosmo's message. So let's do that. And it is a mess. My pen ran out and I had to grab a texture and all that, but it's fine. So, Cosmo. I said, what do you have to say about this liberation codes coming through? And he said, yeah, you are receiving monumental frequency keys and codes from us, your galactic families, the 3i Atlas consciousness, and the sun. Drink it in, because humanity actually will never be the same, and you are at a turning point as your 9-year comes to a close and new beginnings are already stirring. So let me know if you feel that. But the part many humans miss is that the shift already started inside you long ago. All the pain, all the heartache, all the loss, all the questioning yourself over and over and over again has not been for nothing. And you were never at the whim of anything. This has been the collective rebirth. This has been the collective labor pains. And you were doing this together all along. Many of you just didn't see it, and this is why we re-emphasize the importance of community at this time, because when the shift is complete and stabilized, you will rebuild together as the liberated ones. Chills! Beautiful. So, I trust that this message served and supported you in whatever way was required for you today at this time. Let me know if this resonated in the comments below. And for those that have signed up for 12 days of magic and miracles, I cannot wait to begin on Monday. And yes, you do get lifetime access. So if you can't be in the portal this week, I know we're getting into that busy time of the year, or that leaned back time. Mine's going to be leaned back for sure. Yeah, you can listen to it anytime, forever. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next week. Bye.